Meet the next level of electric performance, the Vicrez Flyo VES102. Engineered for adrenaline, this foldable EV scooter hits speeds up to 34 miles per hour, blending raw power with ultra-portable design. Whether you're navigating city streets or cruising wide-open paths, this scooter is built to move fast. In this video, we're unboxing the 102 to see what's under the hood, then walking you through the easy step-by-step setup so you can hit the road in no time. Let's dive in and bring the Flyo to life.
What's up guys? We're back with another unboxing video, and as you guys can see, we have the second model in line with our newest addition to Vicrez website, our electric scooters. Now, as you guys can see on the front of it, the design of the exact same model that's inside the box. Now, this thing sure does look amazing. It has a seat as well as rear storage trunk, and as you guys can see, it has the front forks instead of a regular shock, and it still has the two front headlights, just like before. Let's go ahead and open this one up, and let's look at some of the differences between VES 101 and 102. Now, just like 101, this one has a toolkit, a seat, as well as the battery charger. Now, a little bit different from 101, the seat is actually on top, so you don't have to go looking for it at the bottom. Same with the toolkit and your battery charger. Now let's go ahead and take these out and set them aside. Now, just like before, you also have your seat post. This is also located at the top, and it's a little slot. Now, each of these have a designated slot inside the foam, just in case you need to put it back in the box for whatever reason. Now, also, another thing that's a little bit different from VES 101 is your mounting bracket for your handlebars. It's inside of a little baggie instead of attached to it. That way they can save on space and it's not getting messed up or anything. Now let's go ahead and set this aside as well. Now we can go ahead and slide the foam out. And we can get our first look at VES 102. Now here we can see the two front headlights as well as the front forks instead of the regular shock. And then you'll also notice something else a little bit different from VES 101. The seat, the rear seat as well as storage space is not attached. So I'll have to retrieve that from the bottom, kind of like VES 101 where the seat was at the bottom. Now we can go ahead and lift up on it from the forks as well as the folding mechanism. Now be careful because it is kind of heavy. Now we can go ahead and retrieve a rear storage space. It should be underneath one of your foam inserts. Now this is everything that's inside the box that you'll need to install or put together for VES 102. Now you have your toolkit to assemble everything, your 48-volt charger to charge your electric scooter, your hardware for your seat, as well as your rear storage space, your seat, and your seat mounting post. So guys, now that we've seen everything that we need to assemble and put together inside the box, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the electric scooter itself. Now let's go ahead and lift this up onto the table so we can take a better look at it. Now be careful when lifting this or doing any work on it because it is kind of heavy, so be careful. And safety is always the #1 priority. So now let's go ahead and take this foam out, and the way we're gonna do that is to slide it back a little bit, and here you'll see this little orange knob. You can go ahead and push down on it, and the folding mechanism should allow you to push up on it. Now, this is where your handlebars are actually stored to keep them safe. Now be careful because they are still attached by wiring. Now we can go ahead and set this back down because we're gonna save the rest for the assembly video. But this thing sure does look nice. It has disc brakes as well as front shocks, unlike VES 101, which has a regular spring. And then it has a rear shock as well. And also guys, the seat post is your third shock. Now whenever you're driving it, your front forks are there to keep any reverberation that may go through the handlebars from happening. And then your rear shock is to help dampen any bumps that you're going over or any cracks. And then your seat post also has a shock in it to stop any reverberation going up and into your spine to make it have a smooth and comfortable ride for you guys. Okay guys, so just like before, we're gonna go ahead and start with our seat. And all we need to do is take our multi-tool and our 13mm wrench, simply loosen up the nut, slide the whole bolt out, and everything should come out. Now, just like before, this centerpiece that holds everything together, we will no longer be needing it, so we can go ahead and set that aside. Now next, we'll need the bolt and one of the small setting pieces. I'll have a little notch that'll sit on the bar at the bottom. And we simply need to slide one of the bigger pieces on as well, with the notch facing at the bottom. And then those two can simply grab, and then we can slide our seat post on, slide one of the bigger brackets on, pop it into place, slide your smaller bracket on, put your nut back on, and tighten. Now that's all you need to do to assemble your seat post. Now next, we'll be assembling our rear storage container, and we'll need the keys for it. So go ahead and grab those. And then if you go ahead and take the carpeted insert out, you'll see these holes at the bottom, which you'll need the other hardware that came in the little bag. And we'll insert these into here and install it onto the scooter. And then we'll simply just insert them in and then install it onto the scooter with the keys facing towards the kickstand. Now next guys, we're gonna go ahead and install our rear seat storage space. Now we're simply just gonna go ahead and install our bolts into these slotted holes here. And on the back plate, there will be 4 threaded holes, which we'll need to line it up with. Now make sure the key side is where the kickstand is, because the holes are slotted a certain way. Now, the Allen wrench you'll need will be this one with the Phillips head on the end of it. Now for time saving, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. Now I'm simply just gonna hand thread them in to ensure I don't strip any of the threads, and then I'll tighten the rest of the way with the Allen wrench. Now we're gonna tighten in an X pattern, just like before on VES 101. Now once it's tightened down, we can put our carpeted insert back in, and she's ready to ride. Now next, we're gonna go ahead and install our handlebars. Now all we simply have to do is loosen up these 4 bolts and take the whole bracket assembly off, and then we can go ahead and slot our handlebars in place and tighten everything back down. Now it's the same handlebar assembly as VES 101, so it's fairly simple. Now we can set that aside for now, and we can simply grab our handlebars and slot them in place. Now just like before, with VES 101, there's numbers indicating what degree of angle you can put your handlebars at, as well as the length and diameter of the handlebars themselves. Now we can simply put the bracket back on and tighten everything down, if I don't drop everything. Now just like with the seat, we're gonna go ahead and simply just hand tighten everything for now and get everything snug. Then we can start tightening everything down in an X pattern to get even pressure. So now that we have our Allen bolts snugly in place, we can go ahead and start tightening them down to torque spec in an X pattern. Now we can move on to go ahead and putting our whole steering column up. So now all we have to do is stand the steering column up and then we're pretty much ready to ride. But there's a couple more things we're gonna go ahead and do before we ride. Now, we're gonna go ahead and air up the tires as well as tighten everything else down to ensure a safe ride and a comfortable ride. Now, all we have to do to stand the steering column up is simply push on this little orange lever at the bottom and lift up, and the whole steering column should lock into place. And then afterwards, go ahead and lock your pin in place on the other side to ensure that way whenever you step on it, the whole steering column doesn't collapse. And here is where the pin is located on the other side. There will be a notch indicating exactly where you'll need to slot it in place to ensure a safe ride. Now next, let's go ahead and install our seat. Now all we have to do to install our seat, because we already built it, is stand the seat post up, like so, slide the lock out of place, slot it in, and screw it down, and then push the lever down. Now, that ensures that your seat post won't move anywhere. Now next, we can go ahead and drop our seat in. Now we can loosen that up and grab this plastic insert, slide our seat into it, then slide the notches on the plastic post, line up with the opening on the seat post, and it should slide in. Now all we have to do is tighten it back up and clamp the lever down. Now, let's go ahead and head over to the air compressor where we can put air into the tires. So now that we have everything assembled and everything installed onto the scooter, we can go ahead and put air into the tires and then we're ready to ride. Now let's go ahead and rotate the tire to where we can see the valve stem. It's on the other side. And once we've located the valve stem, we can go ahead and take the valve cap off. Then we can simply attach the hose and then add air. Now these tires only take 3 to 5 pounds of pressure, PSI. So make sure you have some type of PSI gauge on hand to make sure you're not overinflating or underinflating the tires. And just like that, your brand new electric scooter is ready to ride. So now that we've completely assembled it and everything's tightened down, we got the tires aired up, now we can go ahead and head on over to the overview video. See you guys later.